Okay, welcome back. Spirit Child 1723. If you're new, welcome. We are going to do a reading for Capricorn in the month of September. Looks like I'm going to use 4 decks and maybe one timing card at the end. I've already shuffled and fanned, and I'm still going to shuffle a little and look for any jumpers. So let's get the first row out for you, Capricorns. Alrighty, hope everybody's doing good. If you're in the United States, hope you're enjoying your Labor Day. That's when this is being taped. All right. Okay, all kinds of pentacles here. Five of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. All right. One more card for Capricorn in the month of September, Spirit, please and thank you. All right. Ace of Wands. All right. Okay, so new desire, new passion. All right, first card out for you is the Five of Pentacles, isolation. This can be a bump in the road with finances, or how do you make decisions about finances. Um, it doesn't necessarily have to be a sticking point. Doesn't mean you're broke. Um, it just could need adjustment, need communication. Something might need to change a little bit to break out of it. And the next card out is the Knight of Wands, so action. Um, this is passion and desires. This night's going to be fast, just like the Knight of Air. This is about your purpose. You know what I mean? This is about you setting out on your path, with your passions and desires to fulfill the things you want in your life, what you want to manifest in your life. You could be going after someone else, but that would be secondary. That'd be just part of the process of you kind of coming into your energy and naturally climbing up the ladder to a more fuller life. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, so you get unstuck from the five, and this says vision. Green, you know, reminds me of Raphael with the angel wings, and the green color. Your heart chakra is usually known as green. Sometimes people say there's green and pink for the male and female. But anyway, seven to me is choice, commitment to choice. You're following something. You're following your vision, your path. What you picked out. You're unstuck from the Five of Pentacles, so this is good. The work's paying off and it's showing. Maybe not as fast as you think, but Seven of Pentacles is pretty solid. You're going in the right direction. It looks like they always say to kind of put the energy into what's working. So, if there's seven things you have going on, put the most energy into the two that are bringing results. That's the type of energy I get off that card. Then you have the Ace of Wands, which is a brand new start. You know what I mean? This is you chasing your desires. You know what I mean? Starting a new chapter. Starting a new cycle. Um, Kind of, fiery energy. I'm getting a male energy, like male dominant energy here. Let's pull out another row, Capricorn, in the month of September. I can't believe this year is like, man, it just cruising by. Something crazy. We got You Are Awesome, Angry People, and Dreams. All right. Forget what this deck is called. So this is a 10 card. I always look at that as it's a one. It's starting the cycle over, but also it's a completion of a cycle, right? 9 and 1 is 10. Um, it says you're awesome. It's time to acknowledge your achievements, big and small, and celebrate. So for some of you, kind of stepping into your power, you're starting to be that authentic self, and you have a spiritual representation as well as a 3D representation. You're getting acknowledged in the outside world for some of your projects. You know what I mean? You're in business for yourself. You're making stuff happen. People can see it. Then we got angry people. Don't engage with angry people. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, I mean, and this is a seven. Let's see, 4 and 7's 11, so that adds up to 2. So this is decisions, you know. Again, you get to choose, you know, who comes in your life, who's got to go, who needs higher boundaries, who needs to be exported all the way out, you know. But you always can re-choose, you know, if you found yourself getting hurt or just even, you know, you'll notice when you leave certain people, you know, as you start to ascend and your vibration gets higher, they'll affect you. If they're still in that lower SH, you know, they're going to affect you. You're going to feel it. And, you know, you got to consider how much time you really want to spend around them because your energy is going to go down, you know? And, you know, it looks like everything else is going in the right directions, you know, for your, you know, your outside life as far as, you know, business, work, whatever it is, projects. Looks like everything's going in the right direction. Then it has dreams. It's a 41, which to me is 5, which again, that means transformation for me, change. Follow your dreams. Don't give up. If it makes you happy, do it. Yeah, a little Sheryl Crow action there. If it makes you happy. Um, Yeah, it's not time to listen to anyone negative, and it's not time to like fold. This is like you stepping into like I said, you're bringing your spiritual self along for the ride in the 3D, and the 3D stuff's getting better and it's going to get easier. But there's a lot of other people maybe that you worked around and they're gonna pull you back. They want you to be on the same level. So if at night you're going home and you're working 3 or 4 hours every night on a home business and you come into work your full-time job and you share about it, there may be naysayers that are going to try to pull you down or excuse me, knock you off of that, you know, because they don't want to do any work. They don't want to improve, you know. Believe me. I've experienced all kinds of stuff like that. And some of it's subtle, some of it's real, you know, blunt, and you can, you know, and people aren't shy about telling you their beliefs, whether you ask or not. And other times it's real subtle, you know, and I try to be real careful um, that I don't envy or not jealous of someone that might have something I'm trying to work towards or acquire or do for myself, you know, because you know that energy just isn't the right thing to make light of it, you know, to make it go smoothly. I'm just gonna hurt myself and getting off the beam emotionally. All right, so from the love oracle, Capricorn, let's see, September. I could lose myself in you. So somebody's into you. I wish things were different. So maybe, you know, someone's married, somebody's taken, but someone else really wants to have them, you know? Um, I wish I could hold you tonight. So it definitely tells me there's space. Um, yeah, there's something. To me, I'm gonna say there's a couple that made a start at it, like, you know, real briefly, and then pulled back. You know, both pulled back, and might have been, you know, in cooperation. That's what they both want to do. Now, you know, someone else is with somebody that's happened to be going good, and the other one feels left out. You know what I mean? And realizes, like, wow, you know, I had something good, and I got a little scared, and now I might not have a chance at it. So they're reminiscing. You know what I mean? Your person, Capricorn. You know. All right. Last row with the romance angels, September, Capricorn. Please and thank you. Calling in your soulmate and honeymoon. So your love life gonna get better. Engagement. Wow. All right, Capricorn. You guys are the ones dancing the night away in September. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So it's about manifesting in the 5D before it comes into the 3D. It all starts with a thought. It all starts a energy around like, hey, I like that person. Hey, I want to get to know that person. Hey, I'd like that person in my life. That's how it all starts, right? And then honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So, if it's new, this looks like a romantic getaway. And, sometimes it's not all this big thing. It ain't, a weekend trip to another country or anything. It could be. For some, it can be, right? But, just some quality time spent with each other, away. If it's always, if you're always around, one side or the other side of the family all the time, every holiday, whatever, maybe it's time to let them babysit and you take off with your loved one for, even 24 hours, find something fun to do. And then we have engagement. Your love life is ascended to a higher level of commitment. So, for ones that were dating, it could be dating exclusively. For ones that were already together, this could be a proposal of engagement. You know what I mean? It could be just, making it a clear vow to each other that you're going to do your best to make this happen, and you're not going to, not going to be looking for other people from here out, So all kinds of different stuff going on, Capricorn. I'm gonna give one timing card. Go ahead and think of a question. I don't think every card in here really is a timing card, but it will give an answer. So you guys think of a question. I'm gonna pull a card and we'll see. We'll see what the answer is to this question you might be having. All right, Capricorn, and we got a flipper. So within the next few months. So very open ended. It's beautiful colors, and it's coming from a higher place, spiritual place, golden yellow light. You know what I mean? That's Christ consciousness. Um, you know, it's abundance and flow and huh. So I don't know what your question was, but they're saying within the next few months, if it's for the romance of your life or partner of your life. So that could be happening in a couple months. So that's what I have for you. If you made it to the end, please like, subscribe, make a comment here and there. Hit the notification bell if that's uh, available. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for letting me read your energy.